everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why is because there's no such coaching program anywhere on the internet, anywhere under the sun, on Jupiter or Mars. And nobody spends as much time with their clients like I do. 2 to 3 times per week is the amount of sessions that we have in each individual package that I offer. All the information for me is below. You have the choice between 3 packages, whether that's audio exchange, Zoom sessions, or phone sessions, yes, deluxe. Those are the 3 main ways I coach in. It's the same program. Minimum you have to spend with me in order for me to cover this in earnest, 2 to 3 months. Okay, 2 at the very least. If you really focus, if you really pay attention to what I'm saying, and if you don't have a lot of things to work through. Some people just do. Okay, I would be a liar if I said, you know what, I'm done with you. So the other thing that I wanted to insert that I completely forgot, or maybe I didn't put it in the right way in the last audio, when I said I don't need to keep any people in my coaching longer than they want to, okay, and longer than I have to. So in order for you to achieve the best results, you really need to come prepared to work, you need to come humble, and you really need to be open to suggestions, okay? This is not a dictatorship, but I assume that you know my personality from my like zillion audio/videos on my channel. I have over 260 of them, so you can get to know me and understand I'm very straightforward. I'm very respectful of my clients. It isn't that. However, I am very true to my honesty. I don't want to waste time. I don't want you to waste time in coaching, la-di-da-ding and doing whatever, standing on your head, doing cartwheels when we need to really work. This is work. You come prepared to work. Okay. So as long as I feel that I covered the program with you and that you are working and you have achieved the result and you don't need me anymore, I have no reason to keep you in my coaching. And usually, okay, that doesn't get past the mark of, 4, 5, 6 months tops. And the people who chose to stay with me that length of time, some people chose to stay with me for a year. It's only because of their choices and they felt that they needed me, okay? They didn't feel secure yet in their core that, on their own will be okay. There's nothing worse than to leave a client in the middle of like a kind of like shaky situation and then, receive an email of some kind, which I never had to deal with, but I would imagine that that's what it would turn into. If I don't feel like you're stable and I'm leaving you in the middle of it, that's no service at all. Okay, so I would rather, I give you my opinion, okay? I don't think you're ready there yet, okay? There have been times when I've said this to people, okay? Am I going to make it mandatory for you? Of course not, but it's up to you to always choose. But I will never keep you more and longer than I really, that you really need to, okay, be in the coaching. It's just, I'd rather you go and create a life of your dreams and become the master manifestor. Nothing makes me more happy than that. When I receive success stories from my clients that I wish I could publish, but I can't, everything is confidential in my coaching. And I'd rather not really ask. Unless somebody volunteers, then they volunteer. And the minimum that I could share on my website, that's what they allowed me to share. And remember, I think you would understand if you're disclosing everything about your life, you don't want your story out there, even if you're not a celebrity, okay? Of which I worked with many and, many people from entertainment for over 8 years, but basically everything is confidential. Now, I keep receiving these emails, and please listen to this in its entirety. This is for you, okay? I wish I could afford your coaching. I wish I could afford your coaching. Okay, so I gave it a thought. And here's what I did for you guys. So don't tell me that I don't accommodate, that I don't listen. First of all, my fee, my monthly fee is already discounted. Okay, so truth be told is already discounted. Outside YouTube, I charge an entirely different fee. Okay, way more. Okay, way more. Let's just say that. If I charge you hourly, it's going to be astronomical. I knew going into coaching on YouTube that I would not be able to charge what I normally charge outside YouTube. So this is why I did it. However, what I did do, okay, just now I put it up on my website. If you wanted, okay, to come into coaching with me, I did the 2-week unlimited for each package. So in other words, you pay the half, okay? So you're coming into coaching, you pay for 2 weeks. Basically, that's what I did. Not to say that 2 weeks is all you need. I think it's impossible. Again, I would be a liar if I said that that's like completely sufficient. However, I did it seriously just to help you pay for things. Okay. So if you pay for half, 2 weeks, and then in another 2 weeks, you pay the other half for those of you who, whatever the situation is, what it is, and that's what you can do. The link is below to my website. You will find all the packages right there. In addition to this, okay, I decided to do this, okay. So I will give 20% off. I never do this. Never do I do this. Never do I do this. Never do I do this. In the history of moi, never has this happened. Okay, but I listened, you talked, I listened. Okay, 20% to one person of the monthly now, not of the 2 weeks, of the monthly, 20% off. And you will have this for the duration of your coaching. So in other words, if you stayed with me more than 1 month, you will have that discount. All right. So how, more generous could it be? Condition is as follows. You will have to email me about why do you think you're a good candidate for my coaching. Okay, you will have to really explain it to me. And why do you think that you and I are a good match? Why do you think this coaching you're a good candidate for this coaching? And why do you think you and I are a good match? Okay, and out of the emails that I will receive, I will choose one person, okay, and that person will receive this discount. Okay, so I would hurry up because there are a lot of people that have written me. In the next couple of days, I basically will select this person, and I will basically send you the code that you will need for the discount from my website, and you can apply it to any monthly package. How is that? You're welcome. So don't say I don't listen. I don't do this for money. However, I do, require to get paid, and I feel that my fee is completely reasonable. It is discounted, but it is what I feel comfortable with charging in order to also feel like, I'm doing something here. I always encourage my clients to do that in their own business life, and it would just not feel right for me if I discounted myself even more, okay, on a regular basis. But I will give this to the lucky person, okay? So don't say I never listen or I'm, this, that, and the other. This is the amount that I charge regularly, and I feel it's completely justified for all the work that I do with my clients. I work extremely hard on each and every single client, and my clients will tell you, if you ask them, okay, they are, tremendously happy with the results. Those who show up and do the work, which are 99% of the time, they always leave happy and are really, really grateful for the experience with me. Not to brag on me, just to brag on the process. And quite frankly, I love to do what I do, and I really put my heart and soul into it. Okay? So it's not about the money, but I require to get paid, obviously, for the service I provide. If you have any questions, email me directly. I also do seminars, and there are other packages like Private Club. You've heard about that. I also coach coaches, okay? And there's also the audiobook I recently recorded, which is basically a tremendous investment. It's 6 hours long. The subject of today is how to telepathically change your SP. So essentially, the reason you're in your situation right now with your SP or whatever, substitute SP with a different circumstance, like I always say, or money or whatever, how to telepathically change that person or change any situation. And I really mean any, like in business or anything at all. You can change the weather telepathically, all right? Which I have on the numerous occasions when it pleased me to do so. Okay, so all is mind, right? Everything is going on inside of your mind, which is why I'm so interested in my coaching. covering your beliefs becomes like the central piece of my coaching, because everything that you believe, true or untrue, okay, what is true for one person may not be true for another, essentially. And so whatever you believe, true or untrue, empirically true, there's no empirical truth, true and true beliefs form your world, quite literally, through your eyes, through the prism of your beliefs, quite literally, you form the circumstances, you form the 3D experience, as it were. It's like it's a game. It's like basically like a computer game. Not like, it is a computer game. It's literal. Everything I say on my channel is quite literal. It's not some kind of like woo-woo shit. It's not, hypothesis. It's not like theoretical nonsense. No, this is literal practicality. I'm a very practical coach, okay? I don't go into these like, discussions that have no form, how to apply them on a daily basis. Okay, so your beliefs created the situation for one reason or another. Okay, nothing is by chance. You're providing yourself an opportunity whenever something shitty happens in your life to learn how you created that, so you can uncreate it and replace it with something else. And so, in fact, your little shitty drama over there, or big drama, I don't know, is in fact an invaluable lesson for you. It's a blessing in disguise to learn manifestation. So many clients come into my coaching and they tell me, Anna, I thought I was miserable, the most miserable person on earth. And then you know what? I met you through YouTube, and you taught me how to do these things. And now I'm so grateful for what happened before with my SP or with whatever else, because now I learned how to do it, because without this drama, I wouldn't have. So everything has a purpose, right? So, but because your beliefs created it, it's of paramount importance for you to dig in deep into the situation and understand what is going on inside your mind that you've created this period. This is so important because you will never create the shitty version of events again. Or if you're starting to slip into the old habits temporarily, you will notice it earlier on, and you will gently guide yourself back to center, back to the preferred reality where, everything is turning out to your advantage, in your favor. So another premise, of course, I always discuss is you constantly traveling between realities, right? So you constantly, right now. You're constantly traveling between realities. And usually there is, this time of adjustment between the reality you're leaving and the reality that you're entering. So you can still hear some echoes of the past, of what had been going on, whilst you're changing direction. So it's not like hoopla and I'm there, right? So you're there, you're feeling like you're there, but the echoes of the past are still the remnants of the past that will still kind of like present itself to you, except it will be met, hopefully, and this is how you know you're there, you're really there, with complete indifference from you. Right? So everything looks the same. Your SP is still a jerk, whatever. You still don't have the money that you want, but this time around, you are unaffected. Okay, you're a completely different, person now, because you've jumped realities intentionally, purposefully. And now it doesn't affect you because in your mind, you're already in a different reality. And so, thus it brings me to my subject today. In order to telepathically change anything, you already have to be in that reality. You're in no position to change anybody or anything if you are still in the old reality, with the old belief system and with the old thinking, okay, with the old way of thinking. It's just not going to happen, because the resonance has to happen between the energies of this new person, new version of the person that you're creating, because you're telepathically transmitting to that new version, telepathically transmitting to that new set of circumstances, to that sum of money, etc., etc. But if you're in the old reality, and you continue whining about and complaining about, oh my God, I'm the victim of my circumstances, this, that, and the other, not a goddamn thing will change. Don't wait for it. It's not going to happen. You have to change in order to be able to telepathically transmit anything. Okay, then you reclaimed your power. You now reminded yourself, or maybe learned for the first time, that you are the one who is in control the entirety of time. And so at any moment in time, I don't care what the situation has been with your SP or with anything at all that you're currently dealing with, okay, you can start thinking differently and transmitting literally like a radio signal, a different radio signal to your circumstances, to your person, to whoever, and to whatever, okay, to be a certain different way. This only happens with being confident. You have to be confident, not wishy-washy. It's not like today it's this, tomorrow it's the other. No way. Even if you catch yourself in the moment kind of like wavering a little bit, just like adjust yourself and off you go, like in the direction of your dreams. Okay, and so it's a different conversation you start having in your mind with these people, or with that person, or with that circumstance, or whatever it is you're communicating with mentally. Okay, it's all mental, it's all mind, like I said. And so you start having these discussions that may not have taken place before with your SP. You may have been really angry with them, had a lot of resentment, blamed them for this, that, and the other. But now you're saying you're a changed person. You're totally regretting how you treated me. You've realized so many different things during our separation, no contact, or if it's not that situation of no contact or separation, you've realized things. Something has happened. Maybe somebody told them something. Maybe they saw something. Maybe whatever. Some kind of clarity came into their mind to start behaving completely different, and had an aha moment or an epiphany that they've, may have not realized in a normal situation where you would have stayed together all this time. And so you construct the situation mentally in your mind that this is the event that happened in their life, whatever it is. You can create the event if you want to. Maybe a friend told them something. Maybe somebody did the same thing they did to you. Okay, and they realized what karma is actually, because karma works all the time, even if you don't see it. Maybe they needed you to be out of their life to appreciate what value you hold. I mean, it's true. Sometimes, you don't appreciate something until you no longer have it. And now you understand how good you had it back then. It happens with people, whether they're, a jerk or not. Sometimes people just don't value what they have because maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a people pleaser like a lot of my clients are, and maybe you were too available, and maybe you cater too much to their, you can spoil the most well-meaning person. Let me tell you, if you're too kind of like agreeable with them and too available and too about themselves. This is why in my coaching, I profusely stress on the importance of becoming your own person and not worrying so much about your SP, but not worrying, but paying more attention to what it is you're doing with your thoughts, with your life, with your businesses, with your work, with whatever pleases you, because everything else after that is like mad easy. It's like so easy, it's ridiculous, quite frankly. Then everything sticks to you like glue. You don't have to move a finger. You just know you're the golden Buddha, and it's kind of like you're the sun, and everything else is the other planets. They're just like, revolve around you. That's exactly how it works. So if you have this understanding, you start commanding mentally different things. I have so many, like I said, I have so many audio/videos on my channel about like the power of your thought and, thought transmission, the power of your thought transmission, that's the highest power you have. And all these things, you're literally orchestrating your life mentally, except this time around, you're not doing it haphazardly. You're not doing it kind of like by chance or by kind of like reaction to something that you see. You're doing it on purpose. on purpose. This is what you're thinking now, dear SP. You're in regret. You're in deep sorrow. You're crying over me. You're regretting it so much. You're kind of like really like trying to put it all together in your mind. How on earth are you going to come to me? And what words are you going to compose for me to even like begin to listen to you after what you've put me through? Okay, because when you start appreciating yourself and understanding you're the golden Buddha, you're on another fucking level. It's there's no explanation. It's just like it's as if everybody gets the message like in the invisible internet. It's the quantum field. There are no mysteries or secrets in the universe because of the quantum field. What you send out comes right back to you. Okay. And so if you're sending out, I'm the golden Buddha, I've got it going on, this, that, and the other, this person will start getting these messages and will start thinking exactly what you're thinking about yourself, but also what you want them to think. Is this manipulation? No. Why? Because just like you used to think certain other things about yourself, maybe you were insecure, maybe you were fearing of them leaving you one day, which is most of the time true. Okay, maybe you were in an unstable situation inside and that got out pictured also. So why is that this is not manipulation, but when you use it to your advantage, it is manipulation? I don't think it's manipulation at all. And here's why. You're creating one way or the other anyway. So you might as well create something good. Number one. Number two, there's only one mind in your universe, and that is you. So whatever you're creating is entirely up to you, not in a narcissistic way, not it's like I don't care about other people way. But if it truly matters to you, if you desire a certain outcome, first of all, in the parallel reality, like I always say, this something already belongs to you. You're just standing in your own way, not knowing it already belongs to you, and you're blocking it with your thoughts and you know, excuse me, but stupid beliefs that don't belong to you, never belong to you. Give them back to mama, drama, panorama, all that jazz that you've picked up from other people, from your family members, and like I said, parents that are not yours. Don't be a belief thief. Okay, it's not yours. Give it back. Start creating and molding your own beautiful beliefs that will actually serve you this time around. And so if you start believing everything I want, I already have, manipulation is the kind of like the furthest from the truth here, and the furthest from what you are accomplishing. Just because you haven't been taught this all your life doesn't make it weird, doesn't make it a sin. You know, I get some religiously brought up people all the time in my coaching. For example, I was religiously brought up in 2 religions, okay? And, you know, I did have to unlearn this kind of like guilt that, oh, if I get exactly what I want, something bad has to happen. Why? To even it out? What the fuck are you evening out? Why can't everything be formidable and beautiful and fantastic? Why can't you just be made of magic? Are you a human being and sometimes some shitty things might happen? Sure, but then nowhere near to what you used to experience. Some shitty day or some shitty event, some shitty minute or 2 or an hour, even fine. But you know what? It doesn't bother you like it used to bother you before, because inside you're super stable and you understand how to create this reality unapologetically so. Okay, you always can go back to the drawing board and say, okay, I've been thinking in the way that has manifested this. Let me change to what I actually want it to be, right? And so you telepathically communicate with even the sum of money. And you start, like some people say, for example, don't try to figure out how it's going to come to you. And for the most part, I agree. However, I would say that specifics are necessary. So let's just say you want, I don't know, $1 million, right? And you say, I want it to be tax-free. I want it to be for no work at all. I want it to be something that surprises me and delights me, like I did not expect it from the source I didn't expect. Or you can go into specifics like, I want it to come from somebody who really enjoys my work and wants to invest in my business. I want to attract an investor. I want this person to be so lovely and adoring of my work that they could not resist donating, okay? And you don't have to start kind of like thinking about, where is like what, where is it going to actually come from and how is it going to come? But the fact that you're ordering to connect with that person, and that person already exists, like several people like that exist right now as we're speaking, okay? When you start choosing that reality and when you instruct the universe, okay, connect me, it's as if, you have the telephone in your hand and you're saying to the universe, it's like talking to Siri, Siri, please, I'd like an investor or two. They're going to give me $1 million. They're not going to ask me any questions. Don't want any piece of my company. It's going to be tax-free. In fact, it's going to be a gift, okay? They're going to write it off their taxes, and they're just going to be happy to give this money to me. And right away, the universe starts arranging things of, who am I going to connect her or him with? And it already knows, before you even asked for it, it already knows, like, you're not so, original, like I always say, that you're like coming up with something that, has not existed before. And the universe will start creating these things, connecting you with that very individual, the best option, maybe a couple of options that will connect right back to you telepathically, and suddenly have an urge to call you up, to send you an email, and to start, this process of like, wow, I love your work. I always wanted to reach out to you, this, that, any other. Do you know how many times I experienced this in my professional life? Like even in coaching, somebody might be watching my channel for like a year. I don't know what takes so long, but I would be sitting and I would be like, I'd like a client like this and like that. I want to be of help to a client like this and like that. And within hours, sometimes I get an email from that person and they will be like, I was watching your, channel for some time. And, I don't know why, but like, I felt like a sudden urge to reach out to you, and so you can use this telepathy to your advantage, on purpose, to create magic in your life completely. If you start ordering a new reality, and again, provided you've dealt with your beliefs and your resentment and anger and whatever, look, it's not that you're not entitled to get angry. I just want to make this clear, okay? We as human beings get angry, all right? And I think anger is a really misunderstood emotion, but it's how long are you investing in that situation and how do you process it? Are you even processing it, or are you just, pushing it down? Right? And so provided you've done the work on your emotions and the beliefs, this will become so easy to you that you will think of something. You will think that your SP has suddenly made up their mind to propose to you, to reach out to you. They're on the brink of, reaching out to you. Maybe they resisted a little bit because you were unsure. Parenthesis, it's just a mirror. Okay. The external world always reflects the inner world. Whatever you've got going on inside, that's what they're doing on the inside as well. Okay. And so the very reason that you have not maybe gotten a text, gotten an email, this, that, and the other is simple. You have not instructed them with confidence. You kind of like, can it really happen? I don't know. Am I this powerful? Am I allowed to be this powerful? Some of my clients ask me, okay? Again, goes back to like, some religious upbringing or just, the usual social brainwashing, I would say. Okay, but the reason is so simple. You telepathically need to instruct them and keep instructing them and be on track. You cannot lose sight of focus on what? On the outcome. And so tomorrow, even if you wake up in a shitty mood for whatever reason, you're still persevering. You're still saying, I want that fucking something. I want that fucking text. I want that apology. I want that whatever. Okay, I am persevering through my human emotions and everything. And if I need to release some anger, then that's what I'll sit and do. Because anger is not going to go anywhere. You're going to have to deal with it, okay? And if you come into my coaching, it's going to be too long now to explain. And I mean, I won't be able to explain because I don't know your particular situation, how to actually process these emotions and not carry them around all day long. And so whatever change you want to see in that person, whatever you want them to do, whatever money you want to attract, whatever promotion, blah, 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 you name your situation and it's changeable, but only through your mind. Your mind instructs everybody and everything around you be a certain way. If your energy is down, it reflects out into the universe and you see the fruits of your labor. Okay, if you're still resenting something, if you're feeling angry all the time and you refuse to let it go, it's reflecting back to you. All right. But if one day you manage to kind of like process all this stuff and start really applying this with crystal clear focus, you will be amazed what can happen. You will be amazed what can happen. And again, your emotions have validity, but you really need to clean the past garbage so that you can start instructing on what kind of new reality you want to see. Because you cannot bring that garbage with you to the new reality. It just doesn't happen this way, okay? You will feel so much lighter, so much more on purpose, so much happier, more productive, creative not only in your work, but creative in manifestations that will blow your mind, quite frankly. What you think right now is possible, I want to tell you, you haven't seen nothing yet. Seriously, though. Okay, a text from SP is the least of your worries. It's so easy, it's ridiculous. The challenging part, like I always say, is for you to change in order to see that reflected back to you. The challenging part is to overcome whatever residual of the past is still within you from the old story, from the old reality, okay? And again, when you believe that you can telepathically change anyone and anything and instruct them, just by sheer will, okay, of your command, of your imagination, that anything can be possible. And yes, if I'm thinking this thought right now, they're thinking the same and they're a completely changed person. This is a completely different set of circumstances that's going to go all in my favor. Now you're doing something. Now that's fun. But in order to get there, okay, I never start with manifestation. I always start with your history because there's a reason why you haven't done this already. And I'm interested in the reason so that I can teach you how to do exactly what I just told you with ease, okay? Thank you very much for listening. All information again is below. Email me if you have questions. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful night. Ciao, ciao.